Alright, how's everybody doing? Today, I'm gonna do an NBA teams tier list. But now this is like a mid-season tier list. So we're halfway through the NBA season. If you didn't know, basketball is my favorite sport by far. And I've changed what the ranks are here. So we have the best, so this is just the best team. We have the playoff locks, which are like the contenders, like the guys that can actually make something happen. The playoff hopefuls, you know, they might squeak in the playoffs there, like they might, like, you know, your 6 to 8 seed kind of thing. You have the guys that are hoping to play in, and you have the dudes that got no business being in the NBA right now. The dudes just chilling at the bottom. So here we go. Let's start with the Philadelphia 76ers. They have been the best Eastern Conference team all season, and I'm going to stick them right into playoff locks. Now, I put them in the top tier, but there's only going to be one team in the top tier, so they will not be there. But yeah, they've been the best team in the East all year. Joel Embiid's possibly MVP this year. Here we have the Washington Wizards. I'm going to stick them in play-in. Now, they would have been in CU next year because they were bad. But now Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal are putting together some wins. They have a full healthy roster. They had a lot of injury/COVID protocol stuff happening that was hindering them. And I definitely think you could see them move up to this tier here. I don't really see them being any better than a first-round exit, though. We have the Atlanta Hawks, who I'm going to put in play-in because, honestly, to me, they just underachieve. Like, Trae Young is doing, like, he's doing way worse than he was last year. He's drawing a lot more fouls, but I think he's just twerking on people. I'm going to be completely honest. They're sitting in the 8th seed right now in the Eastern Conference. 17-20 record as of today, which is March 12th, 2021. I don't see much in them. The Cleveland Cavaliers, I'm putting in CU next year. Man, these guys start off good. Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, Sexland. Hope that doesn't get me Sexland. Hope it doesn't get me demonetized, or in trouble or anything. But they just haven't been good since, like, they beat the Brooklyn Nets, and like Colin Sexton went crazy, and that's all I've heard of them. The Detroit Pistons got rid of D Rose, they got rid of Blake Griffin, and I will see them next year. Jeremy Grant, I mean, he's still there, but there's a lot of talks of him possibly getting traded to the Boston Celtics right now, so I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but it might happen. The Indiana Pacers, honestly, they are doing awful right now. They are in the 10th seed in the Eastern Conference, which is the bottom of play-in, and I know it makes no sense for me to put them above someone like Atlanta, who's doing better than them, but I see them fully healthy and fully, like, full strength as a playoff lock team, to be honest. So I know they can be, like, they're better than those other teams there, for sure, even though their record doesn't reflect it right now. Sabonis is amazing. Brogdon has become pretty dang good. They don't have TJ Warren. Miles Turner's got the most blocks in the NBA. He's a defensive beast, at least for blocking. I'm forgetting someone. They're going to get Karis LeVert back soon, who hasn't played yet, so looking forward to that. So playoff hopefuls for the Indiana Pacers. Here we have the Milwaukee Bucks, who are going straight into playoff locks. They had a few rough patches there, but they're still sitting at third in the Eastern Conference at 23-14 at the time of this video. Giannis is still having one of those crazy seasons. They're missing Drew Holiday for a bit, which hurt them. That's why they started losing. And Middleton has been very efficient, I'll say. His percentages are looking real good. Next up, we got Toronto Raptors, who are still playoff hopefuls. Start of the season, it looked like the Toronto Raptors were going to be play-in or see you next year, honestly. But they pulled it together, and I don't know what the situation is with Kyle Lowry. It seems like he will actually be coming back. They are still sitting with a 17-20 record in the 9th seed at the time of this video. So I definitely think they will still make the playoffs. I definitely believe they will make the playoffs. The Dallas Mavericks, honestly, I'm putting them in playoff hopefuls. I don't even care. They're on the rise right now. As of right now, midway through the season, you know, they've got a positive record now. Their team's coming together more. Luka's still playing great. Porzingis has been pretty good. He wasn't around for a while, but he's been pretty good. Some of their guys that they brought in, though, like Josh Richardson, has been awful. He's been abysmal. Looking back on it, they probably should have kept Seth Curry instead. But playoff hopefuls, the Dallas Mavericks. Again, I do believe they will make the playoffs, though. The Denver Nuggets, we're gonna put in playoff locks. They're sitting in the 5th seed at the time of this video. Midway through the season, they were the 6th seed, but as of what happened yesterday, they are now in the 5th seed, which was March 11th. Yeah, Jokic, another MVP candidate. Jamal Murray's picked it up. They've been pretty hindered all season, I think. I think they're starting to get dudes back. I don't know if I've seen Gary Harris on the floor for a while. They still got Paul Millsap. They got a lot of solid pieces. MPJ. They don't play Bol, though, which makes no sense. But that team's got a ton of potential. You know, they pushed them Lakers. Well, they didn't push them really, but they beat the Clippers last year. I'll say that. The Memphis Grizzlies play in. Now, this team continues to overachieve every year now. Like, maybe I shouldn't look at it as overachieving anymore. Maybe, you know, they're actually a lot better than you think. Kyle Anderson's having a career season. Dylan Brooks is putting up numbers. His defense is looking better. He's not very efficient at all. Brandon Clark's solid. Jaren Jackson's not even back yet. Justice Winslow just came back. And John Morant is looking better as of late, but he did have a pretty big slump, and he's shooting like 20-something% from 3. But I do think they definitely, if there's a year they have a chance out of the last, like, well, maybe out of the last few, they got a chance this year. The Minnesota Timberwolves, oh my goodness, like, I should honestly, I'm not going to disrespect them like that, but they are definitely see you next year. This team's got talent, but they just, you know, it's been unfortunate. Cat, man, made that man have some peace in his life. Poor guy, so much COVID stuff. He got COVID. Nah, poor guy. The D'Angelo Russell's got that knee stuff. They got a whole bunch of, you know, they have a whole bunch of decent players. They just beat the New Orleans Pelicans last night, which was March 11th. Whole bunch of talent that maybe for the future, you know, they got Jarrett Culver, they got Anthony Edwards, they got Jalen Noel, they got Naz Reid, they got Cat, they got Malik Beasley, they got D'Angelo Russell. Maybe finally in a few years we might see the Minnesota Timberwolves come to relevance, but since Jimmy Butler left, they have been awful. The San Antonio Spurs are going to be playoff hopefuls. Now, I'm honestly going to move them over. I'm going to make it known that they are very good, but as of right now, sitting in the 7th seed of the Western Conference, but I don't know how long their guys are going to be there for. Like, I don't know if DeRozan is staying there. I don't know. LaMarcus Aldridge has just parted ways with them. He's gone nowhere yet, but they've decided to part ways. And they have a good young core of DeJounte Murray, Keldon Johnson, Lonnie Walker, even Devin Vassell, who they just drafted. Those are good prospects. The Spurs, I don't know. They might not act like they're one of the wild card ones for me, but as of right now, they're probably the best team in playoff hopefuls. Don't disrespect DeRozan. He's an all-star. The Utah Jazz are the best team in the NBA. And it feels weird to say that, but they've been so good. Like, they're still considerably better, chilling. They've had a little bit of a slump, like, and that's not even that many games, but they've lost a few more than they usually have when you look at the whole season. But undoubtedly the best team in the NBA. I don't even know why or how. It's just everyone's clicking. Jordan Clarkson's amazing off the bench. Definitely the 6th man. Donovan Mitchell, he's had a few interesting games, but he's been good. Rudy Gobert, possibly Defensive Player of the Year. Bojan Bogdanovic is super underrated. I don't know how well he's doing, but he's underrated. Mike Conley just got his first All-Star appearance. I'm not sure about that one, but he got his first All-Star appearance. So Utah Jazz, best team in the NBA. Los Angeles Clippers are playoff locks for sure. Kawhi, PG, don't stop disrespecting PG. You know what? I hopped on that train. You know, PG came after my guys at the Blazers. I have to disrespect him a little bit, but don't go around disrespecting PG like he's a bad player. PG's a good player, and these Clippers got a lot of depth, and you'll definitely see them in the playoffs this year, as well as the Phoenix Suns, who are doing really good right now. They got the best record in the NBA since like February. I was really considering putting them up there with the Utah Jazz and best as well, but I'm gonna leave Utah up there. Phoenix could end up being the 1 seed in the Western Conference. Right now, they're sitting as the 2nd seed in the West, and Devin Booker has been really good percentage-wise. He's nuts. Chris Paul just makes every team good. They got good depth in DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges, even guys like Cameron Payne. You know, they got a lot of solid guys on that team. Here we have my Portland Trailblazers. We're playoff locks. Now, what Dame has been able to do to keep us even basically top 5 all season without CJ McCollum and Yusuf Nurkic is nuts. Dame is definitely an MVP candidate, and this team is a lot deeper than you think. Everybody on this team can shoot. Gary Trent Jr. is having an amazing season. I'm looking forward to the playoffs this year for my Blazers. The Sacramento Kings. I am going to put them in... Ooh, they're tough, guys. They're sitting in the 12th seed in the West right now. I'm going to put Sacramento in play-in. They really got turned around. Luke Walton, honestly, I think is an awful head coach. But they really got to turn this around if they want to make the playoffs. De'Aaron Fox having a good season. I don't know what's up with Marvin Bagley. Buddy Hield, not sure what's going on. Tyrese Halliburton, though, my favorite rookie. I'm hoping Sacramento can squeeze one in. The New York Knicks are playoff hopefuls. Oh, my goodness. They're playoff hopefuls, guys. Stop it. I know they're the Knicks, but them Knicks are good. Julius Randle's good. Derrick Rose is good. They're probably the most hard-nosed defensive team in the NBA, and that's because Tom Thibodeau is great at making defensive teams, and he's turned that team around completely. I expect to see the New York Knicks in the playoffs. The New Orleans Pelicans, as much as they should be here, they're down here. They just lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves last night, as I stated, on March 11, 2021. They'll come out and beat a really good team, and then they'll just have the crappiest game ever. This team, in my opinion, is the most waste of talent in the NBA right now. Lonzo's playing great. Zion's playing great. Ingram's played pretty good, but they just can't put it together, guys. They just cannot. The Charlotte Hornets are playoff hopefuls. You know what? This team's a lot deeper than you think as well. They're sitting in the 6th seed right now with an 18-18 record in the Eastern Conference as of March 12th. They got a lot of talent. Gordon Hayward, LaMelo, Miles Bridges, PJ Washington, even Cody Zeller. Malik Monk's been good. Devontae has been but he's there. He's good. Terry Rozier's been good. They got a lot of decent players on that team. Houston Rockets. Oh, man. I got to put them in CU next year. Honestly, when Christian Wood was on this team and healthy, they were a play-in playoff hopeful. They were near my Blazers in record, and they have not won a game since Christian Wood is out. That team is about to get blown up. Honestly, I know John Wall. He said he was going to turn them around and be that franchise player. Not sure about it, guys. The Miami Heat are playoff hopefuls. This team got overrated. This team is still good, but they got overrated because they made the finals last year. They might turn it up in the playoffs. Like, Jimmy's good. He was gone for a while. They had a few injuries for a while. Duncan is not as good. Hero is solid. I think he's okay. Bam has been good, but of course, and they have Iguodala. Okay, remember they have Iguodala, so you never know what can happen. I do expect to see them in the playoffs, but I don't put them in that lock category yet. The Chicago Bulls, sitting in the 11th seed in the Eastern Conference as of March 12th, and I'm going to put them in play-in. I think they need to make something happen. They're 16-19. Zach LaVine's a very good player, but you guys got to build around Zach LaVine. You guys got to give them a little more. They got some decent players, but I think they need a little more. The Brooklyn Nets, I'm going to put them in playoff locks. Man, this team offensively is dangerous. Harden, KD, Kyrie. They just got Blake. They got DeAndre. It's a renaissance. Yeah, it's a renaissance of old teammates. Interested to see what they'll do in the playoffs. The OKC Thunder are sitting in the 11th seed right now, so I'm gonna put them in play-in because you know what? They're quite a ways away from the 10th seed, which is the Golden State Warriors actually. But I don't think it's fair to write them off. Now I do think they want to lose. But Shea is just so good. Shea and Lou Dort are good players. And I do think George Hill and Al Horford will be gone. But I think there's still a chance they somehow make play-in or playoffs. So I'll put them there. The Golden State Warriors are playoff hopefuls. Now, when Klay Thompson comes back, this team might be different. They might have to trade somebody. Oubre's been Wiggins has been good. Steph's been obviously good. Draymond's been good. But they just don't have enough, guys. They need more. They don't have enough depth. They really don't. That's all I can say. The Boston Celtics. Hold on. Let me think. Nah, they got to go into playoff locks. But they definitely are a team I could see putting them down here because they just dropped a lot of games where they shouldn't have. And I think, you know, they're sitting at 19 and 18. But in the Eastern Conference, they are a playoff lock probably still. So I got no choice but to put them there. A lot of their losses could be contributing to Marcus Smart not being there. Them not really having a big man. They have Tristan Thompson and Daniel Tice, who aren't really the biggest big man ever. And Jason Tatum's coronavirus lung stuff, you know, that could have something to do with it. So I'm going to still stick them in playoff locks. On that note, I'm also going to stick the Los Angeles Lakers in playoff locks because you cannot disrespect LeBron. Even though Anthony Davis is out, he wasn't even playing that ball anyways, and they've kind of skidded a lot, I'm going to leave them in playoff locks. They definitely are still a playoff lock. And finally, the Orlando Magic. I'm sorry, I got to see y'all next year. Y'all were decent. Vucevic you got to get rid of Vucevic. Honestly, blow up your core. I don't know why this team sticks together. You know, Markelle was playing good. Since Markelle went down, the team's been awful. You know, trade T. Ross. Trade Aaron Gordon. Trade Vucevic. Come on, you guys got solid pieces. Trade Fournier. It's not working. Rebuild Orlando. Rebuild. So, I don't know about y'all. I'm really excited to see the second half of the NBA season. It's been a great first half, surprisingly, honestly. It's been so, like, just all over the place that I love it. And just this is a diverse season. There's so many teams here that are talented and that can make something happen. Tell me in the comments below, what do you agree with? What do you disagree with? And yeah, I'm going to make some player tier lists soon, so look forward to that. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you all in another video. Peace.
You wanna